Teachers are authority figures that are supposed to educate, protect, and act as role models. However, there are some teachers that are the complete opposite. From physical abuse to sexual Snapchats to even a teacher becoming pregnant with a minor. I mean, what is going on? We're going to explore the top 10 disturbing reasons why teachers have been fired. Let's start off this list in at number 10 with a teacher who was fired for saying the word vagina in class. This one is actually ridiculous because the word vagina is a medical and scientific word that shouldn't be banned from a classroom, but for some reason it seems to be inappropriate. Well, for Allison Wynn, she was fired from her job as a substitute teacher because she used the word vagina while describing a piece of art. The principal said that her discussion on reproductive health violated school policy, and she was immediately terminated. Number 9 takes us to a teacher who is fired after a father found racy modeling pictures. This one is disturbing in the sense that teachers should be able to have a personal and private life as long as their actions don't interfere with the school or students, but in this case her personal life cost her her job. A father became curious about a teacher, so he decided to lurk her on social media. As he was scrolling through her pictures, he found some racy modeling pictures of her and he didn't like them at all. The father took this matter to the principal, claiming that these pictures were way too provocative and sexual, so she was forced to resign from her first official teaching job, which sucks. What do you guys think? Are teachers allowed to have like an outside life and like do their own things? An elementary school teacher was fired for winning a twerking competition, and yes, this is real, and this comes in to number 8. The 24-year-old teacher might have taken home the gold for being the best twerker, but unfortunately her victory came at a heavy price. A video of her seductive twerking performance was uploaded onto Facebook, and it instantly went viral for obvious reasons. When Carla returned to work at a private elementary school, the principal and lawyers confronted her with complaints regarding her behavior, and she was forced to resign. Moving into number 7, a teacher was fired after an angry confrontation with the student was caught on camera. Joan Finley recently accepted a job offer at Winnie Mandela Alternative School, which is a school designed to accommodate behavioral adolescents. The teacher claims that ever since she accepted the job, she has been disrespected and even harassed by some of her students. One day in class, Joan burst into an outrage over a student who was disrespecting her, and she said, "You ain't never gonna be sh*," and a bunch of other remarks. The school said that she was dismissed due to her outburst and difficulties with dealing with the student body. Number 6 brings us to Texas, where a teacher was fired over a racist Facebook post online. Karen Fitzgibbons was an educator at Bennett Elementary School in McKinney, and she made a post online expressing her anger over an officer who was violently seen throwing a young black woman in a bikini to the ground. She wasn't angry with the officer. Instead, she was blaming the young girl. In her post, she said, "The blacks are the ones causing the problems and this racial tension." I guess that's what happens when you flunk out of school and have no education. This is extremely offensive and disrespectful. So when the school caught wind of this, she was forced to resign, and of course she had to apologize. Now at number 5, a teacher was fired for mocking a student with a learning disability. I mean, come on, who does this, really? Jennifer Lynch was fired after she made a derogatory remark on her Facebook page about a student with a learning disability. The post was made on the last day of school before the holiday break, and it was about a student who stayed late after school to finish a test. In the post, she called the student a bunch of names, and she also said this: "He has some disorder, one of those we don't know what his disorder is, and we don't want him to be labeled, so we are not going to find out, but we want academic accommodations anyway, disorders." The school board confronted her regarding her post, and she was forced to resign from her position because she was very unprofessional. I mean, come on, what is it with all these teachers taking it to social media to talk bad about her, your students? They're gonna find out. This is out in the internet. Okay, so moving on, number 4 brings us to Texas once again, but this time a teacher was fired after slapping a student multiple times. Footage emerged of her repeatedly hitting a student in class and yelling at him. The teacher was immediately removed from the classroom and was placed on administrative leave. She was eventually arrested on a misdemeanor count of assault, which she later paid the bail, and she is now released awaiting trial. What do you guys think should happen to her? How long should she be in jail for? Coming into number 3 spot, a PE teacher was fired for sending nude Snapchat pictures and sexual messages to multiple students. Dion Yance, a 28-year-old teacher, was removed from her position at Alain D. Nice High School in Ponte Vedra after an investigation was conducted to look into her sexual misconduct. Numerous students claim that she's been sending these nude photos and sexual messages. One student actually engaged in this behavior as well, replying with naked pictures of himself. Dion was not only fired from her teaching position, she was also charged with 2 counts of sexual activity with a minor. This is hashtag huge fail. Number 2 brings us to a teacher who was fired after physically assaulting a student in class. 39-year-old Jasmine Penix was seen in a video slamming a student onto the ground with a chokehold and calling him the N-word. The disturbing video surfaced on Facebook, and Milwaukee police arrested him the following day. He was charged with 1 count of physical abuse of a child, and he was hit with the maximum penalty of 6 years in prison and $10,000 in fines. And finally, in at the number 1 spot for the top 10 disturbing reasons teachers have been fired is a teacher who got fired after having an affair with a 13-year-old student and they became pregnant. I mean, is this real life right now? Well, we're talking about Alexandra Vera, who was a 24-year-old teacher at a middle school in Texas until she was caught having a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old student, which resulted in her becoming pregnant. She denied the affair and pregnancy to Child Protective Services, but then was caught having an abortion. She eventually admitted everything to the police, and she was charged with continuous sexual abuse of a child. Well, there you guys have it. This was just really messed up. These teachers they do not deserve to be a teacher. It goes against everything that they should be doing. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this top 10 video, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.